Hey, Mike Healy here, and I have a question for you. Do you or do you not own a data center yet? And if you don't, because you're saying I can't afford it, I want to throw something out at you real quick, okay? I learned a long time ago that that is the wrong vocabulary to have in business as an entrepreneur. I learned it from Robert Kiyosaki when he quit, and when he told me, or I read through the books and I listened to the audio, so he told me to quit saying I can't afford something and ask yourself, how can I afford it? Now, I understand that it's a big nut to crack, but I'm going to give you something. I'm going to show you what I built for you if you're interested, okay, on how to pay for it. We're going to let Joe pay for your data center if you want. All right. So this is kind of, and you're welcome to share this with some people if you'd like to, if anybody's on the fence about this. So here's what I do understand is the people that got to get the data centers as quick as possible, the early adopters are the ones that are going to get their units filled the fastest, period. That's just the way it is. But when you see that, when the word gets out that people are dropping 15K and they're making 3,000, 4,000, or even five or $6,000 a month, they're going to go like hotcakes. And at that point, because there's going to be a lot more people having them, depending on the data input, it might take a little longer to get to those numbers that a lot of us early adopters did. So let me get to the point of how I can help you do this. Okay. So I'm going to show you some stuff on my screen. I'm going to go through a PowerPoint and I'm going to show you my, some websites and stuff real quick. So the one thing I do know is that the company, they have an affiliate program, right? Obviously, they basically, if you refer somebody that buys a data center, you can do that. Now, I won't ever mention that in any of the podcasts, any of the stuff that I'm about to show you, because that's not the pitch. Okay, the pitch to me is not that. But people always ask the question, if I refer somebody, what do I get? That just always has come up. It's come up recently for me. And so here's what I'm going to show you. Okay. And we're going to the screen now. I'm going to go through what I call the content stack, okay, content strategy. And I'm going to show you this. And this is stuff that I've successfully done for years for companies as well as myself, okay? Now, if you allow me to interview you, you become an authority by proxy because I make you the authority because I push you out on tons and tons of social media platforms. So let me give you an example. Obviously, you've seen Terry and I do tons of these presentations, hopefully. And so it was easy to grab him as my first case study, right? So I had Terry do an interview with me called, it was a cloud investing podcast that I designed. I'm able to take that video, extract the audio, and publish it on all the different platforms and so on. Okay. I so I created a TikTok channel for shorts, clips I pull out of the interviews. I created a YouTube channel. I got a new Instagram account, and then I've been posting it on my own business, Mike Healy Facebook page. And then I take the audio from these things and I publish it out there and it gets syndicated is what it's called, where it's pushed on Amazon, Spotify, iTunes, and so on. Okay. And then I'm also going to eventually drive some paid traffic to it. So let me show you, I want to show you this. So the website, it's the YouTube channel that I put together is called Cloud Investing Podcast. Okay. Brand new, just did it. And you can see I've got two videos on there. I got a welcome one, and then I've got the interview that Terry and I did, right? And then I've already extracted some shorts. There'll be more published today, but it's a really, really great interview that Terry and I went through, and I go through and we talk about everything and so on. So what I would do is interview you, regardless of how much experience you have. It's basically just a matter of me asking some basic questions and then you answering those basic questions leading up to why you think the data center project is good. And we don't name the company, we don't name anything. It's basically content creates curiosity and curiosity creates conversations. Okay. Same thing when I push it out on Spotify, when I push it out on Apple, iTunes, right? When I push it out on the TikTok, you can see these are the different TikToks on there. And then that's a different one. And there's the Instagram, right? So, I mean, so this is what I'm doing for people or for you if you want is I'm basically all it's and this I can do this stuff in my sleep because I've done it for years and years. So if you're interested and you either have purchased one or you're right on the cusp of buying one or whatever, and you want to help get it paid for, then all you have to do is let me know, and then we'll schedule an interview. It's less than 30 minutes. I know exactly what to ask you. There's softball questions, just pitching them up to you. You answer them with a little enthusiasm. And now what you have is you have content that you can share with people that are interested, but you don't look like you are selling anything because I'm interviewing you. And through all these platforms, it's adding credibility and influence directly to you, which helps you kind of close the deal. So, and then and this is me that I threw this stuff all together in the last couple of days. And I've got even more stuff coming that I'm going to use. I'm going to put a website together that is going to actually I got AI that'll help me rewrite content from a video. It's so cool. But I'm just telling you that the data centers are blowing up. They're going to be a big thing in my opinion. Okay. And now I'm not an investment advisor and I can't predict the future, but based on all the research that I've done, I'm just trying to put this out here. Now I will tell you also um the lease to own option, if you don't do the lease to own option right now, the way they have it, it's about to change, and it's probably going to change the next week or two to where Joe's no longer going to be the guy that funds that. You'll actually be pushed over to a bank and have to do a credit check and all that. So you're in a good situation. Now, the other thing I'll tell you too is I would imagine that the prices are eventually going to go up on these things. Like 15 grand right now is probably a steal. And we experienced that when we were doing other types of nodes, remember? And so I think that if you just kind of follow my lead and plug into what I can set up for you, it puts you out there to where you can just text somebody, say, hey, I just got interviewed. You can take that interview and stick it on your social channels. You stick it on your Facebook page, your Instagram, your TikTok, and things like that. I just am the guy that splinters it up and lets you do it. Because as we spread that content, more and more people are going to start to look at this, okay, and really jump on board. And then as this thing spreads globally, you can kind of use your imagination. I mean, if all things go well, we could be bigger than we ever were as a company. IX was, even when we were doing the other stuff, the other crypto stuff back a few years ago. I mean, it literally has that much potential in it. And, I know there's quite a few of us are pretty much all in on this because I still think the other projects that the crypto stuff's going to work. But this thing right now is kind of where it makes sense. And you're literally making, if you think about it, you're making a minimum of $1,500 off of a referral, even if you've done nothing else besides that. Literally, if you referred 10 people in a year, you've completely covered your cost. You're literally 100% in the clear, and you're now getting just house money, right? And if you referred 10 people in a year, and then it kicked in, you got like 5 years of perpetual just profit, 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 if you think about it. Okay. So that's how I look at things is anytime in any business, any referral thing, any networking thing, I don't care what it is. I always think to myself, what's it cost to do it? And how quickly, and what do I got to do to get my money back so that I'm playing with house money? And how can I set this up for people that I bring on board so that they can do the exact same thing? And hence that's why I've been able to build groups so quickly and so on. So anyhow, I didn't mean to go too long on this. I'm just kind of now I feel like I'm rambling, but you understand. And if you have any questions on this, just reach out to me. You know how to get a hold of me. You probably got the text that I sent to this. And if you want to share this with somebody that maybe is even on the fence of getting one, and they're just curious, you can tell them I'll do that for them too. Literally, I need because I want more content because it helps me too. People are going to reach out to me because I did interviews, and I'm going to be able to offer one to somebody. You're going to be able to offer to somebody, right? Like when I do the whole website thing, I'll actually put your contact information on that page, which would be insane. So anyhow, you can see my brain doesn't typically stop half the time, but I think I'm onto something here. I have done something smaller like this in the past with some really good success with a fairly high ticket offer. And this is a higher ticket offer, but I think you can understand where we're at with this. So anyhow, reach out to me if you got questions. Appreciate your time. Thanks.